and smooth onto the power for me.
So all we've got on right now is traction control.
It's just the car, it's just normal vehicle
Just
system.
standard
safety
traction
system.
control.
Correct.
Okay.
Keep going. That's it.
Giving it a bit more power.
Keep going. A little turn to your left. Perfect. And stop there.
Right.
Perfect.
So it did manage to do it. You just needed quite a few revs
Correct.
to get it done.
Exactly. Okay, into reverse. And slowly back.
Why would you never use low friction control? Just another, you might.
It's a side note. It's quite a nice new screen they've got here.
Other way, this way. Keep going.
Okay. So that was without traction control. Oh, sorry, that was with only traction control and none of the new fancy systems. So I think now we're going to turn on these new fancy systems, which is part of the ASI suite, where we've got your low friction launch and then the completely automated one. So I think we're going to do just the low friction launch now.
Okay.
Right.
From there, go back into drive. You're already back in drive.
Yep.
Okay, all service, and we've got low friction. Go into low friction launch for me.
Sure.
Good stuff. And then you should see activate at the bottom there.
Okay.
Perfect. Cool. So the system is now on. So you feel a big difference in the amount of throttle response you need to give, or throttle you need to give.
So now the car
response.
is expecting there's
A
going to
low
be
grip surface.
low grip surface.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. So slowly forward for me.
Okay, so we've only got the front left wheel with any grip,
That's it.
and I can already feel
the
it.
power nice and slowly. Feel the system works a lot quicker.
You can feel it starting to work immediately.
But you've also got a much more, or the throttle's a lot more dead. A lot
Yeah.
later response on the throttle. Perfect. And
Much,
stop there.
much smoother.
Cool. Into reverse. And slowly back again. Last but not least, back into drive. Perfect. All surface project. All surface. Perfect. So,
Do I deactivate that or
no,
leave it
you
on?
can leave that on. That
Okay.
will actually deactivate it as soon as ASPC is on.
Okay.
Okay, so you can leave it on. Then we go to the ASPC button, which is just above the park lever, above the handbrake.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So that guy there.
Push that one there for me.
Okay.
See, it comes on,
And it says,
and then it tells you to set it. So basically,
Yeah.
activate it. Press the plus button on the cruise control,
okay, so it says ASPC
and then you'll
on.
see what the speed of it is at the moment.
Oh, so
Okay.
you can you tell
But
it to
it's-
go quicker or slower?
Correct. Up to
Okay.
32 k's now. So at the
Right.
moment, it's right at its slowest.
Okay.
Okay. So from there, all we do is let go of the brakes.
And the
does
car
all the
does
work.
absolutely everything. No accelerator needed, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, let's see how it goes. I'm just going to hold the steering wheel though, obviously. Okay, so we're onto the ramp. Still got rear grip.
And stop there.
Okay, so I've stopped.
Okay, so from there, just reset it, so reactivate it. You
Okay.
can leave the button as on, so you can leave it on.
There we
Just
go.
as soon as we touch the brake, it asks you to reset it again.
So
press
you
the
hit
plus
set
again.
again,
There we go.
and then it's on. And once you let the brake go,
It's going
it's
to do everything for you again.
okay. So only left front wheel has grip. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything.
There you go.
And that
Nicely
was.
done.
I was looking at the revs there, and it had 1100 revs with that ASPC on button. Whereas with the usual traction control, you're using up to about 1600 revs. So it is a lot more efficient. And it's an interesting system because they've started to put it into the range. It's got it in the new Range Rover Sport as well. So I'd imagine the new Discovery, whenever that comes out, is going to have it too. So we're going to do some axle twisters. And this doesn't have any form of diff lock, right? This is all traction control.
Listen to coupling. And stop there.
Okay, so we're going to go up and over the other side.
So you got the left front wheel off the ground now.
Yep.
Right rear with about 20% of grip there. So gently accelerate away now. Gently increase.
Sitting about
You can
one and
feel
a
the traction
half.
control really work.
And it's really working out. And up and over the other side. Okay, let's put our foot down and take the F Pace for a spin. Before me lies the handling course at the police training facility in Bokenhoutkloof, Pretoria. Hardly picturesque, winding mountain roads in the Alps, I know, but hey, we've got to work with what we've got, right? The good news is that the track is quite dusty and built pretty much like most of how normal roads are in South Africa, minus the potholes, of course. So this will be a great test to see how she handles our unique conditions. What about it from a handling perspective then? Well, through that chicane, the Jaguar F Pace was rather pleasing. Don't get me wrong, it's no sports car, but the way it's cornering was impressively level for something this big, and even when coming into that chicane on the brakes and flicking through left and then right, the amount of body roll was far from appalling like so many SUVs are. Now, as we head through the winding areas of the track, obviously it's rather dusty and horrible, but actually the Jaguar F Pace hangs on pretty well. And while the car doesn't communicate a lot through the steering wheel, as you'd expect from an SUV, there does seem to be an awful lot of grip coming from those massive tyres. I've been rather vocal in, well, recent times about my disliking over Land Rover gearboxes, as I find them particularly dopey and rather unresponsive, especially around town. Pulling off from junctions and traffic lights, you find that the car just doesn't get going as quickly as you think it should. This is hardly the perfect test for it, but actually right now it seems rather good, and maybe, just maybe, someone at Jaguar has been listening and they've made a few tweaks to dial a lot of this frustration out. I can't say this for sure, but you know, it's looking good right now. All in all, the Jaguar F Pace has acquitted itself rather well in my opinion. I grant you, not the longest road test in the world. This is definitely our first impressions, and I'll certainly need to get behind the wheel for a longer period of time to really see what this car is all about. However, I am sure that most owners are going to be incredibly happy with what Jaguar have created here. How it really stacks up against the competition will remain to be seen, but for the moment, pretty good job, Jaguar. This tarmac is so slippery, eh?
Yep.
Ugh.
Okay, not bad. Good job.
Can I have another go?